Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I'm a little under the weather, so I can't talk too long. But yesterday I did a couple posts about dating potential, and it's one of those things to where whoever made it up, what they meant by it is that you gotta see the person gotta be going the right direction. What I'm saying is, when my wife met me, when we got back together that second time, I was in the street selling drugs, and I was running a modeling troupe with eight girls that would go on the stage and twerk and get tips. That's what I was doing when me and my wife got together. And she said to me, hey, I know you gifted, you talented, you got a vision, like you got a heart for God, but you can't be doing this. You can't be in the streets trying to be no thug. That's not you. So I had to let the streets go, let the club promoting stuff go, and to focus on my gifts. And so I wrote my first book. That same year, I started writing my book later that year. The next year, I published it. And then I became a speaker. So I literally, in 2007, became a published author and a speaker. But then still in 2007, right after that, I got married. And then in June, I went back to being a drug dealer in 2007. And my wife, she left me. We had been married a couple months. And then I begged her about 3 days, like, give me one more chance, like in marriage, because it was her first time leaving me in marriage. It was her first time having to put her foot down in marriage. And she said, I'm gonna give you one last chance because we married and because we got a child together, but you got to change your life. And then I let the streets go, and I never touched the streets again. So I say that to say, when people say don't date potential, what they're saying is don't date somebody who's stagnant and unwilling to change. But every human being is only potential. Like, not only potential, but every human being is potential, meaning that we all are flawed in some area. We all doing something we're not supposed to be doing. We all need to grow. And the thing about it is, I saw so many women on the first post, we gotta stop telling women to settle, and we gotta stop dating potential. And it's like, it's just social media jargon that don't even have a real explanation, and you looking at a cute quote, and then you passing somebody up because they not perfect and because they're not 100% of what you looking for. And it's like, the crazy thing about it is, a lot of the women that I saw say that, I'm like, ma'am, do you not understand that you are potential? It's like, none of us perfect, none of us where we supposed to be, because when we go into the grave, we still won't be where we supposed to be. So what you have to understand is, not dating potential does not mean that the person need to be perfect, or that the person need to have every single thing in order. What it means is that you're not dating someone who is stagnant, who is not working, who not willing to do no work, who not willing to put in work. It means that you are dating someone who, they have potential, but they're working towards fulfilling their potential. They are producing. And to produce means that they're working on themselves. Meaning, if they're not good with communication, they're trying to communicate. They getting out of their comfort zone. They sitting down and having conversations. If they doing something in their life that they shouldn't be doing, they leaving that lifestyle alone. They're changing their life. They're going to church or getting coaching or counseling or therapy. They're doing the work. And so with me, I was like, well, to my wife, I'm like, don't you want me to make money? Don't you want me to find ways to make money? And she was like, no, I'd rather be broke. I'd rather be broke and you be doing what's right, and you tapping into your own natural gifts. You walking in your calling, than for you to be taking shortcuts and trying to get rich overnight and trying to, you know, do things illegal to get ahead. I'd rather you do it the right way, and we struggle and it take time and it take a while for us to get there than for you to take shortcuts and end up getting cut short. And she said to me directly, she said, listen, I work with a girl who her child's father do what you do, and he just got 7 years in prison. She said, I refuse to be that woman that's gonna be with a man who gonna do stuff illegal, and then you end up in prison, and I'm out here as a single mother. And so and when I saw she was serious and she wasn't just bluffing and she wasn't just talking, and that she was willing to walk away, and that she'll rather be single by choice than to be single by default, by force, meaning me being behind closed bars, I was like, wow, okay, so I gotta stop playing around out here in these streets, and I gotta change my life. I got to do the right thing. I got to get it honestly. You know, I got to figure out a way. And here we living. I'm a grown man, married with a child, and couldn't even afford furniture for the living room. Couldn't even, you know, living in the hood, basically rent $800 a month for a 2-bedroom. Now, you know, $800 a 2-bedroom. You know what you living in. It's like the thing about to fall apart. The stairs, wood, all kind of raggedy with decayed wood. The outside looking terrible. I parked my car in the apartment complex parking lot. My car got stolen. I'm like, that's how we was living. But she said, I'd rather be broke than for you to be taking shortcuts, trying to get ahead. I'm under the weather. I got to get going. So listen to me. Losing my voice. Listen to me. So this is what I'm saying. You got to stop looking at. Don't let the quotes you read online put no battery in your back, and then you looking down your nose at people, you know, like you all that and high and mighty, and ain't got nothing to work on yourself, and ain't no potential yourself. Because while we could be looking at somebody, oh, I ain't gonna be dating your potential. Somebody could look at you and be like, oh, all you is a potential. Your potential. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, is this lady hollering about she not finna date no potential with that lace front looking like that, with that? I'm like, come on now. You potential. Everybody potential. But it's like, are you working? Are you bettering yourself? Are you doing what you got to do to get better? And if so, then that's not potential, that's production. That's potential, that's producing. And that's something totally different. Because guess what? When we say don't date potential, potential is a good thing. Potential is something good. Like when you look at it, when you evaluate an athlete or somebody, oh, he got potential to be a pro. He got potential to be an all-star. He got potential, but then what's next? If he's smoking and drinking and in the club, guess what? He's not gonna fulfill his potential. But if he in the gym, he putting in work, he gonna fulfill his potential. So that's what I mean, is everybody is potential. The question is, are they producing with their potential? And if they are, then that means that you gotta look at you can't just look at where they are, you got to look at where they going. And you got to understand that everybody, it's gonna take time, that somebody might not be all the way where they're gonna be financially right now, but they working towards that. So guess what? They're gonna get there. They might not have everything lined up and everything perfect, and if they do, they don't need you. You see what I mean? So we got to be more realistic when it comes down to this. And this is why so many people that's single and unhappy, because they waiting on something that don't even exist. Because they waiting on something and they judging people, misjudging people, and looking down on people because of a quote, something they read online. When those of us who online talking, you ain't got to live with us. You ain't got to live with us. So listen, don't be just reading stuff online and accepting it as gospel, and without really knowing what it's talking about. What it's talking about and what it means and how that relates to your situation. Because one person potential gonna be different from your person potential. And so for one person may have money but got to work on their character. One person may have character and got to work on their money. people gonna have to work on themselves in different areas. But hey, this Tony Gaskin, God bless you.